Ahoy! Welcome back to Monday Magic. This is episode 7. It's a budget Voltron deck that goes wide and goes tall. It's absolutely cracking. Let's get into it. The commander for this deck is Elsha, Threefold Master, a blue, red and a white for a 1-1 with trample, prowess, and whenever Elsha deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1-1 white monk creature tokens with prowess. The current budget is about $20, 18 euros or £15, so this is an incredibly budget deck. So this deck is just full of cheap little 1 and 2 drops that do stuff that our commander wants us to do, be that buffing, drawing cards, etc. We'll start with cards that draw us more cards. First up is consider a 1-drop Surveil 1, draw a card. Crash Through is a sorcery for 1 mana. Creatures you control gain trample until end of turn. Draw a card. This is notably good for the fact that our 1-1s don't innately have trample like the commander, so it can help get those guys through if we buff them up. Crimson Wisps is a 1 red mana instant. Target creature becomes red and gains haste until end of turn. Draw a card. This is good because we can either use it to give our commander haste, or some of the protection spells that we use later on care about colour, so we can also use it for a bit of foe evasion. Defiant Strike is 1 white mana, target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn, draw a card. Enter the Enigma is 1 blue for a sorcery, a target creature can't be blocked this turn, draw a card. Expedite, target creature gains haste until end of turn, draw a card. Faithless Looting, 1 mana, draw 2, discard 2, bit of card advantage there. Honour is 1 white mana for a sorcery, put a +1/+1 on target creature, draw a card. Impolite Entrance, 1 red sorcery, target creature gains trample and haste until end of turn, draw a card. Leap, 1 blue mana, target creature gains flying until end of turn, draw a card. Metamorphic Blast is an instant for 1 blue with Spree, so for +1 you can turn a target creature into a white rabbit with base power 0/1. Really good for getting rid of pesky big blockers. You can also use it for drawing cards, but that's a bit mana expensive for the speed of the deck that we're trying to play. Obsessive Search is a 1 mana instant, just says draw a card, nice and easy. Quicken, 1 mana, the next sorcery spell you cast this turn begin cast as though it had flash, and draw a card. Timely Interference is 1 mana instant, target creature gets -1/-0, and draw a card. You can also kick it to force a blocker, but we don't really worry about that with this. Twisted Image is a 1-drop instant, switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn, draw a card. In fringe cases, this can actually be used as a weird removal. Someone's got something like a Walls of Ba Sing Se, which is a 0/30. You swap them over, its toughness is suddenly 0, and it just dies. Feather of Flight is a 2 mana aura with flash, and when it enters, draw a card, enchanted creature gets +1/+0 and gains flying. Fists of Flame is a 2-drop instant, draw a card, until end of turn, target creature gains trample and +1/+0 for each card you've drawn this turn. This can get pretty big. Psychotic Fury, 2-drop, target multicoloured creature gains double strike until end of turn, draw a card. Our commander is a multicoloured creature. Rebellious Strike, 1 and a white instant, target creature gets +3/+0 until end of turn, draw a card. Frantic Search, 3 mana, draw 2, discard 2 on tap 3, it's essentially a free spell. And Whirlwind of Thor, 4 mana enchantment, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. This is just there to keep our hand nice and full. So let's move on to the protection for this deck. Obviously the commander is a crucial part of it, so it's really important that we keep them around for as long as possible to get off some nice big attacks, make ourselves lots of 1-1s, and then move on to win the game from there. Blacksmith's Skill is a 1 mana instant, target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible. Also does stuff to artifacts, don't worry about that, not relevant for us. Boon of Safety, 1-drop, put a shield counter on target creature, and also scry 1 for a bit of extra card advantage. Crumb and Get It is a 1 mana instant, gift of food, target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If the gift was promised, that creature also gains indestructible until end of turn. Giving someone a food token with the amount of damage that we're doing is absolutely worth it. Emerge Unscathed is a 1 mana instant, target creature you control gains protection from the colour of your choice until end of turn. Rebound. Now protection is particularly good in this deck because we can use it to evade target removal or damage-based board wipes, but we can also use it to help our commander get through. If we give it pro red, say, and the opponent only has red creatures to block with, it then essentially becomes unblockable. The only thing that we need to be careful with on this is if we're using one of the colours that's in our deck, this will also apply to our spells. So if I give my commander pro white, I can then no longer target it with any further white spells, so that should go on the stack last. Enter the Avatar state is a 1-drop instant. Until end of turn, target creature you control becomes an avatar. We don't care about that. Gains flying, first strike, lifelink, and hexproof until end of turn. We do care about that. God's Willing is a 1-drop. Target creature gains protection from the colour of your choice until end of turn with a nice little scry one. Loren's Escape, instant. Target artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Scry one. Octopus Form, 1 blue, target creature gets +1/+1 and hexproof, and also untap it. Shard Mage's Rescue is an aura for 1 with flash. As long as it's entered this turn, enchanted creature has hexproof and also gives +1/+1. Sheltering Light is a 1 mana, target creature gains indestructible end of turn, scry 1. Shore Up, target creature gets +1/+1 and hexproof until end of turn, and untap it. Shelter is 2 mana, target creature gains protection from the colour of your choice until end of turn, and draw a card. Take Up Shields, put a +1/+1 on target creature, gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. Aqueous Form, enchanted creature can't be blocked, and whenever it attacks, use scry 1. Distortion Strike, sorcery, target creature gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked this turn, and it also has rebound, so you can use it again the following turn. And then Slip Through Space is a 1 mana, draw a card, target creature can't be blocked this turn. Now, obviously, we are playing a Voltron strategy, and that wouldn't be very good without ways of making our commander hit harder, so let's look at some of the pump effects that we've got in the deck. First up is Built to Smash, an instant target attacking creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. As an artifact, it also gains trample. We don't care about that, we already have trample on the commander. Graduation Day is a 1-drop enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Essentially doubles up on our prowess triggers, but the counters stick around. Infuriate is a 1 mana instant. Target creature gets +3/+2 until the end of turn. Reckless Charge for 1 mana, target creature gets +3/+0 and gains haste, also has flashback if we get desperate. Titan Strength is 1 mana, target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn, and scry 1. Turn Inside Out, target creature gets +3/+0 until end of turn, also does something when a creature dies, but hopefully our commander won't be dying. Antagonize is 2 mana, target creature gets +4/+3 until end of turn. Balmor, Battle Mage Captain, 2 mana flying 1/3. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain trample until the end of the turn. Haste Magic is 2 mana, target creature gets +3/+1, gains haste, and exile the top card of your library. You may play it until your next end step. Nice bit of card advantage. Layering Emblem is a 2 mana equipment. Whenever you play a spell, equipped creature gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn, and equipped for 2. Lyrian Lightscribe, Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of the turn. Reckless Ransacking for 2 mana, target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn, make a treasure token, so it's only really 1 mana. Runechanter's Pike is a 2 mana equipment, equipped creature has first strike and gets +X/+0, where X is the number of instants and sorcery cards in our graveyard. Scroll of the Masters is a 2 mana artifact. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a lore counter on Scroll of the Masters, and then for 3 mana, you can tap it, and target creature gets +1/+1 for each lore counter on Scroll of the Masters. Temur Battle Rage, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Unleash Fury, double the power of target creature until end of turn. Dual Strike is an instant. Whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery with CMC 4 or less, copy it, and you can foretell it, so you can only pay 1 to cast it afterwards. It's really good. To Inferno, you can choose to either copy the next instant or sorcery, or have a target creature you control gain double strike, which with a Voltron commander is pretty good, either way. Leyline of Resonance is a free spell if it's in our opening hand, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery that targets a single creature you control, you can copy that spell. Zada Hedron Grinder. If you target Zada with an instant or sorcery, you will copy it for each other creature you control. It's really good with our buff spells if we've got a few of our 1/1s on the battlefield. And Feather the Redeemed says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile that card instead of putting it into your graveyard. At the beginning of the next end step, you can return it to your hand. It's just a good way to keep hold of all of our nice little buff spells and card draw engines and other bits and pieces. So let's have a look at the ramp package for this deck. It's quite sparse because the idea is to get stuff out as quickly as possible. We've got a Soul Ring, obviously. Ancestor's Aid, target creature gets +2/+0 first strike, and you make a treasure. So it's a 2-mana spell that only really costs 1 mana once we get our treasure back. Arcane Signet pretty much speaks for itself. Firebending Student has prowess and Firebending X, where X is this creature's power. So if you manage to buff it up a bit, you can add even more mana. Goblin Electromancer says instants and sorceries cost us 1 less to cast. This can make a big difference as the game goes on. Reckless Barbarian is a 2-mana creature, but you can sacrifice it to add 2 mana back on a later turn. And Sudden Breakthrough, target creature gets +2/+0 first strike and make a treasure token. And finally, we'll look at the land base for this deck. Obviously, with it being a budget deck, the land base is pretty basic, but we'll go through it anyway. Clifftop Retreat, Glacial Fortress and Sulphur Falls add different colours, but will enter tapped unless we control a basic of those corresponding colours. We've got 9 islands, 11 mountains, and 9 plains, just to try and keep on top of the different colours that we have with the instants and sorceries. Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse are good ways to colour fix, because we want our commander out as soon as possible, and they are very cheap. And Exotic Orchard and Command Towers obviously will help colour fixers as well, to try and get the commander out as soon as possible. The win con for the deck is obviously combat. We're either going to hit someone really hard for commander damage or swing in with a load of buffed up 1/1s that go really wide, so it's very difficult for our opponents to block. The best way to go about starting this game is by mulling until we get the right sort of lands to colour fix to get our commander out, and then we want one of our 1 or 2 drops that are going to help us to improve the game plan, be that something that copies one of our spells or gives us additional buffs, something like the Leonian Light Scribe says whenever you cast or copy, obviously you will get an additional +1/+1 for your creatures. So if we have absolute Christmas God Hand, we get the ley line out on turn 0, so we copy in every spell that we cast. Turn 1, we could have the enchantment from Strixhaven. Turn 2, we can have the Leonian Light Scribe. Turn 3, we get our commander out, and then turn 4, whenever we're casting a spell, we are copying it, and our commander is getting bigger by 3 to 4 before the effects of the spell actually resolve. So if we have something that gives it a buff of +3, you can see where this is going. It gets absolutely out of hand really quickly. We want to be aggressive with this deck. We want to be hitting real hard, real fast, and then the following turn we end up with a load of 1/1s that we can start swinging out as well, but also get bigger every time we cast a spell. I've had this thing take a player out on turn 4 before. It's not particularly consistent at doing that, but then it is a budget deck, and if you wanted to upgrade it, there's lots and lots of good spells that cost a bit more money that would make this deck go from 80 to 100, absolutely no problem at all. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching as always. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any ideas for future videos, any interesting decks that you can't quite get to work, let me know in the comments below. If you could do the engagement things, the algorithm will bless me and will mean that I can get my videos out to more and more people. We can have more and more people seeing the silly, jank or budget decks. Thank you so much for watching. Monday out.